Hey there, book lovers. I recently got a great question about why I chose to write a Hansel and Gretel retelling where the witch isn't actually a witch. In fact, she's actually on Hansel and Gretel's side. And so I wanted to dive in today and let you know just a little bit of the behind the scenes of Sugarcoated. Now, this is a story that I wrote for an anthology. It's the Blood from a Stone Villains Anthology. And we were focusing on villains in this particular book series in the anthology. And so we're kind of looking at origin stories of villains, and we were looking at what happens when heroes actually twist the truth to make themselves seem like the heroes, and the villains, who maybe aren't actually villains, to look like villains. And so we have this incredible anthology, and I knew I wanted to create a a twisted version of a story where the villain wasn't actually the villain. So I took a long time to think about what story I might like to tell and which villain I didn't want to be a villain, but I also knew that I didn't want to make Hansel and Gretel the villains inside of this story. So once I decided on Hansel and Gretel, I decided that they needed to be on the same team and that my witch needed to be working with them and eventually would end up taking the fall for something that they were all doing, and that is how she was turned into the witch inside of this story. So she's not actually a villain. She is actually working with Hansel and Gretel to, well, okay, they're trying to murder the Mad King, but it is in an effort to save the entire kingdom. And so they're working together for maybe not the best purposes, but they are trying to save people. And along the way, she ends up taking the fall for some people, and she ends up in a very bad position. And you kind of have to read the book to find out the rest, but it is very, very interesting. We've got a lot of cool stuff going on inside of Sugarcoated, and it is not as sweet as it sounds. In fact, it has already been ripping out my fans' hearts. I'm sorry, guys. I love you. You know I do this intentionally. I am so thrilled for Sugarcoated. It is such an interesting story. Hansel is like way up high on my list of guys that I have written at this point, and I cannot wait for you to get your hands on Sugarcoated as well. Even the wind here is thrilled to pieces to be talking about Sugarcoated today, and they want you to get your hands on a copy, just like the branches are trying to get a copy right now. So you can actually get Sugarcoated by going to villainsanthology.crescencypublishing.com, and you can get your copy of the anthology today. It comes out October 30th, and then in a few months, Sugarcoated is coming out by itself. You can get this incredible book to read on your own. It is a standalone. We've got these gorgeous chapter headers and this beautiful cover as well. If you'd like more information on Sugarcoated, you can come hang out at k.m.robinsonbooks.com, and we have world portals. We've got behind the scenes, there's videos, there's character art, there's all sorts of amazing things. There's even going to be a choose your own adventure game, and I can't wait for you guys to come play. k.m.robinsonbooks.com, and of course you can hit me up at k.m.robinsonbooks on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and YouTube. I would love to hear from you guys whether or not you have read Sugarcoated or any of my books. Come hang out. I love making new friends, but if you happen to have read any of my stories, including Sugarcoated, DM me as you are reading it if you're absolutely loving it, so we can talk about it in real time as you are discovering what happens to my characters and why I am such a mean author. I would love to hear from you. Reach out. K.M. Robinson Books on all the social media platforms. I'm K.M. Robinson, author of Sugarcoated, the Golden Trilogy, the Jada Duology, the Legends Chronicles, Virtually Sleeping Beauty, The Goose Girl and the Artificial, The Sinking, The Siren War Saga, The Revolution of Jack Frost, and a whole bunch of other fabulous books that are out and coming out in the very near future. I cannot wait to hang out with you guys. Until then, have a great day and stay inspired. Bye-bye.